Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back on the Uncle Sharma channel. Inter 3, Spezia 1 or Spezia 1, Inter 3 away win. Very, very important win, guys. And it was not a convincing win. And I've got Mo joining me in a minute from Inter Worldwide to react to the win. But it feels nice to get the win out of the way. We're the team to play first. So that means we can put the pressure on Milan, who are going to be playing literally kicking off right now. And then Napoli, they play, is it Sunday or Monday they play? So beautiful, beautiful way to kick start the weekend. Long weekend over here in the UK because it's Good Friday. So it's, the bank holiday today. So hopefully, if you guys celebrate Easter, happy Good Friday to all of you out there. Let me see who is in the house quickly before Mo gets in. Cartel in the house. Let's get it, boy. Sanjar, Lautaro goal, Lautarito. Yes, he was, he was supposed to be starting. All the predicted lineups had Lautaro starting, and then Inzaghi, done us all over. I put him in my Fantacalcio team as well, my fantasy Serie A team, but in the end, he came through a goal and an assist. We'll have a look in the analysis later. I've got a screenshot of it. Let me see who else is in the house. Benjamin, trying to remember the pressure is on. 3 straight win, waiting for AC Milan to choke. Come on, Genoa. Come on, Genoa. Blessing, Mattia Destro, Yeboah, Van Hoysden, all them boys there. We need them to turn up and do us a favor. Let's get a look at the table actually quickly before it changes, because the table obviously, depending on the Milan score, will change. But we're back on top, baby, now that we have the exact same amount of games played. Obviously, everyone else will have one more game played after this weekend. But right now, this is how it looks with 32 games played. We know we got to take that game against Bologna still on the 27th of April. But for now, at least let's have a look at that, and look how things change in a matter of a few weeks after the negativity that we were going through. And this Inter team is starting to be convincing again, starting to pull through wins even without amazing performances. It wasn't as good as the Hellas Verona performance, where in the first half we it was Limone ball. We were playing them out, pressing them. Beautiful performance. This was a little bit more workmanlike, a little bit more, needed a bit more hustle. Spezia, credit to them, guys. Thiago Motta deserves a lot more credit that he's been given. At Vincenzo Italiano last season, I don't know if it's because he's Italian, because he's bold, maybe because he was at this reputation, bit of a modern progressive coach. He was getting all these praises, but Thiago Motta has done the exact same job. He's kept them safe. Spezia are pretty much safe now, unless something catastrophic happens, but they should be safe. Solid football. They had a transfer ban as well. Half the names on their team look like made up. Like, who the hell is Kiwi or the centre mid? They like the half of the team seem like made up football manager names. So Thiago Motta deserves a lot of credit. His team again today, it was not an easy match for Inter. I predicted a 2-0 win, ended up a 3-1, so still not too bad. It would have been nice to keep a clean sheet, but it is what it is. Meraviglioso Brozovic, Lautaro, and Sanchez. Yeah, beautiful trio spreading the goals all around. And it's nice to see Brozovic scoring. Brozovic has been a while since he scored. I think is the Champions League match, wasn't it, against the Sheriff, the nice goal he scored with his left foot. And again, it's another left-footed goal, wasn't it? We'll get into that in a minute as well. Into Trini in the house. Let's go, Genoa. So, bro, like, what the hell was that Nzola? That was one of the most ridiculous substitutions I've ever seen in my life, the Nzola one, because he came on, and then there was some issue with his earring, and then he was asked to take it off, and then the Spezia staff was helping him trying to take it off, and he couldn't take it off, and they had to sub him off like after 10 minutes. Like, that was one of the most ridiculous substitutions I've ever seen in my life. And yeah, speaking of substitutions, I'm subbing in my guy Mo, super sub Mo, like Lautaro coming in and all in assist. How are you doing, my brother Mo?
Lautaro Martinez scoring again.
As we know, Mo is the biggest Lautaro fan in our fan base.
He's absolutely was phenomenal. I was commenting on the game and I couldn't believe the touches, his first touch. He's like back to Lautaro from 2 years ago. You know what I mean? It was kind of strange. It was, where did that go? Where was that first touch? Where was that pass? Where was
Yeah,
that
like
like
balls were like
finesse?
fizzing into him, like not easy touches, and he was just killing it.
Yes, yes, more with the selling to Lautaro agenda. Absolutely, people. It's the 70 million, 80 million. No news who. It is Lautaro Martinez. But anyway, for me, I was commenting on the game with the watch
Hmm.
along and Inter Worldwide, and I did not like one thing, but I loved another thing from Inter. I
Hmm.
loved the fluidity of the team. I
Yeah,
loved seeing Perisic in the middle. I loved seeing Perisic switching with Bastoni. I loved seeing D'Ambrosio higher than Barella. I loved being Barella on the left and Hakan on the right. This is the Limoni ball that we know from Lazio. This is Luis Alberto going in the 18. Milinkovic Savic dropping to the right. This is
exactly,
Lazzari being the highest guy. This is what we want, right? It is very strange that it went away somehow since February. This is the Inter that was strong at the beginning of the season. The fluidity, the
exactly.
flexibility, the players passing around and moving without the ball. Look at D'Ambrosio. This is a plan. This is Limone's ball. This is
Hmm.
not just Ambrosio taking a chance. This is
Oh,
something that has been told in the back room. D'Ambrosio be there, reading the opponent right. This is what I missed. This is the Inter I missed, to be honest, Uncle Sharma. I want this Inter. This is the Inter that can win the Scudetto, to be honest.
yeah. I mean, yeah. As I was saying before you came on, Spezia made it hard, so it wasn't a smooth performance. I think it was a little bit shaky in some points, but um, it got the job done. And yeah, let's get into that D'Ambrosio one you're talking about. Like straight away, like this guy is up there. He was like our at some points our number one striker. He was, the target man, and beautiful header into Brozovic's path. Like that's what you're talking about. That freedom to allow Bastoni, D'Ambrosio, the rotation. There's no fixed positions in this team. Everyone's allowed to. If you feel like that's where the threat is going to be, that's where you go. And then Brozovic coming in on his left foot. How good was that goal, bro?
That was top notch, top class, top of the shelf, back door, back thing. It was one of the best goals I have seen in Serie A this season because of two things. Because Brozovic is the one that played the pass, because
Yeah.
Brozovic ran inside the 18, because everybody was just watching him run, and
Oh yeah,
because
it
of
was a
his
1-2
weaker
basically,
foot.
wasn't it?
Yes, because it weak and a weaker foot. That tells
Mhm.
you the guy chips the ball with the right foot, runs inside the 18 with a player pressing him and trying to block it. Weaker
Mhm.
foot, top corner. Providal, no chance. This is the Brozovic. This is the 7 million. This is why we're renewing this guy. This is gonna be the future captain. This is
Yeah,
Brozovic. I love this Brozovic.
yeah, bro, beautiful. And then I was saying just before you came on, is actually, if you remember, Mo, left foot. That's the goal. That's the only other goal he scored this season against Sheriff. So he scored two left-footed goals this season. That was a
You know,
nice
I
one as
didn't
well.
know. I didn't know that this is his first goal in Serie A this season because in my back head he scored a couple last season, right?
Yeah, usually he scores minimum like 5, 6 goals a season. Even though he plays the regista, he usually chips in with a few goals. This season, I think you can see Inzaghi has given him a little bit of a stricter role. Maybe he doesn't get as forward as he did under Conte, but yeah, this guy is still. If you're like, we remember this guy used to be a box-to-box midfielder before, and he was always a good finisher as well. So he's still got that in his game, which is good to see.
Hey, did you see anybody better than him in the world? Jorginho, Fabinho, Rodri. Do you
No,
see
bro.
anyone better than him?
I think in that specific position now we have to say. I think the only thing with Brozo is like in the Euros, but I guess Croatia wasn't that good either. But it was just like it was that chance to like kind of show himself at the level. But we've seen in Champions League this season he has whenever we've played big teams. I think he was man of the match against Real Madrid, wasn't he? Or was it Skriniar maybe? But he's been really good. He was good against Liverpool. He is like our most important player. Like there's no denying that.
Do you think that we can sustain this without De Vrij, or do you think De Vrij has to come in?
I mean, there was moments today. Like we have to be, we have to be honest. There was a couple of moments today that Ambrosio was a little bit shaky. Like Manai got past him, and there was a couple of Dumfries today was pretty poor as well. I mean, we'll get into it, but I think De Vrij. I think people I keep saying this. I think is a little bit exaggerated now with De Vrij. Like there was definitely a period where it was, he was at fault for a couple of the goals and stuff like that. But I think that still is our best starting trio. But I think, as we saw last week when DiMarco came in or when D'Ambrosio comes in, when you're playing against the lower teams, I think it makes sense to have a slightly more attacking player in that back three, because you're gonna have today we had like 67% possession, so it makes sense to, if one of the three defenders he's gonna be up there, so it makes sense. But I think if you're in a big match, I'll still, if De Vrij is 100% fit, I'll still put De Vrij in. What are you saying?
No, De Vrij is the leader. I think Bastoni today showed that he still is waiting for the leader to
Yeah.
be there. But this is why you have De Vrij. De Vrij, like, I think Bastoni today, like you saw the guy Bastoni made 4 fouls in the first half. This is not Bastoni's like, and he wasn't the greatest like one-on-one defender on the right side
I
in
said this in the
Gias.
Hellas Verona match as well, bro. If you noticed, like, I thought he was shakier than DiMarco after he came on as well.
Yes, yes. So I've been saying this about Bastoni from the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
The difference between Bastoni and Skriniar
Yeah.
is that Skriniar is just consistent. Maybe
Yeah.
Skriniar will give you an 8 and a 9 every now and then, but he will never drop to a 5 or a 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bastoni might give you a 9, for example, against whoever,
Yeah.
against Juventus. He'll give you a 9, right? Or against somebody. And then he
Yeah.
will drop to a 5 or 6 and make a couple of mistakes and make a shaky pass here and there and makes like a foul and do stuff like this. This is why, but we need to remember, Bastoni, how old is he? 23. He's still 23.
Very young for a defender.
Exactly. So he needed the De Vrij, the leader. The De Vrij has been playing in Serie A since 2014, 15. But Skriniar, this is why I know a lot of fans, Inter fans, say that they need Skriniar to be the captain. He is not a captain material in terms of leading on the pitch. Everybody that plays football knows you need somebody that will point, that will tell the players where to go everywhere. This is Brozovic. Brozovic turns.
You don't need the captain's armband to do that, bro. Like you can just continue doing that. Like you don't need the
Probably,
captain's
yeah, you're
armband.
right.
Because he's
The
doing
thing
that
about
anyway.
it,
The guy is talking even from the first day came in. Brozovic you can just see him and
yes.
Barella just chatterboxes.
The thing about it is that I think Brozovic gives you that criticism on the pitch. I think maybe you're right. I think what's his name, Skriniar, is more of a. I think he's a positive influence on the players around him. But Brozovic, I've seen these personalities can bring people down a little bit sometimes when he raises his arm and does this.
Yeah, I mean, people always used to comment, Brozovic, when he wasn't as good as he is now, that he was the negative body language. Now, because he's so good, now we see it as like, he's pushing the team and the team. He can continue doing that. I think that the captain thing, bro, is more like a symbolic thing, like we've seen with the Handanovic, is like more, nothing changes. Like the captain's armband doesn't change anything on the pitch. It's just, whoever does it, he has to do the interviews. They have to, be out there. Like they have to do, those.
So you think it's Skriniar, not Brozovic?
Yeah, bro. Like Brozovic hates doing interviews. The guy just like he's been at Inter for 7 years, and he's done like, when I was doing the Brozovic video that I did, it's so hard to find videos of him because this guy just doesn't go in front of the camera. He's so like, awkward. He's like, when he's in front of the camera, like that's not he's supposed to represent, Inter.
It's a very strange, like it's a very strange personality when someone like that talkative on the field but doesn't want to be on the camera. I didn't know that, to be honest. But this is why I don't want, like, because I don't speak Italian, I don't watch most of the interviews. I read the articles that comes, the translations on Calcio Mercato or La Gazzetta or something like this, but I don't see the interviews because I don't understand. There's no translation for me.
Yeah.
But good to know. Sorry, Uncle Sharma. I read in the comments someone was asking about the Inter Worldwide videos. The streams, when we do live streams, they're not available right away. Live streams do not go available right away. It takes a couple of hours to show in the videos. You can go and find streams. They're called past streams. They are not going to be in the videos until later in the day.
Yeah, you have to go in if you go in the subscription tab, it's the same with me. Like you can find them in the subscription tab, but it won't pop up on like on your home feed, or because it takes some time for YouTube to like process it.
Yes,
so that's why. Especially like Mo just did a 2-hour live stream watch along. That will take more than a couple of hours to upload properly because it's it takes even longer to process. But anyway, Mo, let's get back into the match. I want to get your opinion because whenever this player plays, the difference in opinion on Twitter is one of the most interesting like human experiments I can think of. Tuco Correa, talk to me. What did you think about him against Hellas Verona, and what do you think about him today?
Phenomenal, both games. and we saw the difference in the game. We saw the
Yeah.
difference in the first. The guy's fit. He's a top notch. Like,
I don't
look at
understand the
him.
criticism. Like, what I don't understand, like, people, if people watch the game, like, the team moves so much better. Like, Correa himself maybe hasn't, it wasn't, I wouldn't go as far as calling him phenomenal as you did, but like, the team just looks so much smoother. The flow of the team is so much better, right, when Correa's there.
So that's why I call him phenomenal. When you
Yeah.
go from zero to hero as a team, like we have been garbage, right, in the last 2 3 months, and then the guy comes in, and now we're moving the ball better. Our first touch is better. Our passing is more crisp.
Mhm.
Everybody's playing around him. He's dropping deep. He's in the 18. He's on the right. He's on the left. Maybe not on the right, but he's on the left. Dzeko today was not great, but still, you know what I noticed today? Dzeko did not need to drop that deep. It was Korea. So Dzeko
Yeah.
was more up top. This is
Jacko
why I
actually
call
plays as a striker when Correa plays.
exactly, which is what we needed, right? Which is what we
Mhm.
needed. And this is why Korea today was really good. He didn't score. This is my Scudetto. Thank you so much. Inter Army Japan. I think Korea needs to play more minutes with somebody like Lautaro. And you
Mhm.
know what? It's very strange for me to say, right?
Oh,
I
Leao
think,
just scored, by the way.
yeah, yeah, yes, yes. I think, if Lautaro gets back to the way he played today and it's Korea with him,
Mhm.
it's a deadly duo. You know why? Because Lautaro today, he was that first touch. It was absolutely great. It
Mhm.
was phenomenal. It was really, really good. This is
Yeah.
why I don't want to bash what Korea to be. I don't want to bash Zeko, to be honest with you, Uncle Sharma. But
Yeah.
I want to say that today I saw the difference between someone young and can run with the ball, someone that has energy, and someone older like Zeko, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I liked his game. I liked his game. I want to see more from him. I want
Yeah.
to
I
see
mean,
more of him.
yeah, exactly. Now that he's back fully fit, there was that one chance where he should have scored, but again, he created that himself. That chance where he went past like a couple of guys, shot, then they rebounded, and he should have. Correa should have scored that one. I know I saw people complaining about that one a lot. I
But they
agree.
blocked him, Uncle Sharma. Like
Yeah,
they throw bodies in front of him. That happens to everybody in the world. Like when they throw 3 4 bodies, it's just hard to score. But he created, as you said, he created the chance. What we do not, our forwards never created chances for themselves.
exactly. It's like, especially when the team is defending deep, like Spezia were today. He's the only he's the only guy who can do that. So I'm glad that that you're seeing like
Oh,
I'm not. We're not just talking about like Korea as like fanboys. We're being like objective. Like if he helps the team. That's the bottom line for me.
I wasn't a fan of Korea's move, and I
I know.
thought he was
Yeah, I know
overpriced.
you've never been a fan.
And I wasn't a fan of Lautaro, like ever. But to be
But we
honest,
know
fair
that.
is fair, right? Fair is fair, right?
Yeah,
You come
exactly.
in, you put in the effort for the shirt, you play your game, you score, you assist, you play a good game. We give you the praise. I'm a very, very reasonable person, right? I
Yeah.
have agendas, yes, but when you do it, you do it. Like when you do it right, I give you
Mhm.
the praise. I am not gonna just sit here and say Lautaro played bad or Korea played bad. They played great today. This is an attack that I can get full behind. Full behind.
Yeah, and then like Lautaro's goal, like what a instinctive finish. Like that was like if you told someone that Lautaro scored from there, or if you told me before this match, I wouldn't even believe you. Like that was such a good finish from Lautaro, very instinctive. So credit to him where it's due.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But let me tell you something. It's the first goal since the two Salernitanas game. He hasn't scored against anybody.
Literally, yeah, yeah. But today I thought he was gonna start today. By the way, like all the predicted lineups had him starting, so I was surprised when Dzeko started. But I think he came on. This is what we want. Like if you're not starting, he came on with the right attitude. Like proving, and he was angry when Perisic didn't pass him that second opportunity. His celebration once again, like there was a lot of anger and like frustration in his celebration. So I was starting for sure against Milan in the Coppa Italia. What do you think?
I'm gonna. I know that Lautaro is gonna start,
Yeah,
like for a fact,
but would
because
you want him to start?
yes, yes, because he's hungry now.
Mhm.
Yes, yes. I
Yeah,
don't have an agenda against Argentinian players. I don't.
is that
Zanetti
what
is
someone
my
said?
Zanetti
Oh,
is my guy. Like there is no.
yeah,
I never had like Diego Milito is one of the Like you have no idea. I cried when he scored in the final in Madrid.
Oh, yeah, of
Not
course.
only because he scored, because it's because I know this guy Diego Milito was tough, and I don't have an agenda against any nationality, to be honest.
Hmm.
Maybe Egyptians because I'm Egyptian, but that's a different story. But I don't have an agenda, and I like Lautaro, and I liked Lautaro. To be honest, I didn't have the badge when I got the jersey. They didn't have the badge
Yeah,
on
bro.
it.
Like I had to buy the badge separately. I've like ironed it
Yeah,
on.
people
Like,
did it. People keep telling me why they don't have the badge. They sold the jerseys without the badge the first
yeah,
time they did, and I'm getting this is the player's version, right? And it didn't have the badge on it. The Italy thing. Anyway,
yeah.
back to Lautaro and Korea. Let me just ask you something.
Hmm.
People criticize Perisic today for taking the ball off Zeko's foot, right? That chance.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Let me tell you what I see. I saw a player, a left wing back, being ahead of the forward inside the 18.
Hmm.
Something that I haven't seen in February. The
Yeah.
ball was crossed in February and March, and Perisic was all the way to the line.
Hmm.
Today, across from the right, and Perisic is inside.
Yeah.
Across from the left, and Dumfries is inside the 18. I haven't seen this since January and since December. I know
Hmm.
that he took it off Zeko's foot, but it's a positive sign.
Yeah.
It's a positive sign for Limoni's ball.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Perisic. If you guys don't know, he had just had his third baby. So congratulations to Perisic. I think he was, he wanted that goal. To the celebration, the typical one where he put the ball underneath the shirt and do the pregnant celebration. So, yeah, he was close. He was close, Ivan. So, and what guys like this guy? Gosens is not gonna. He's not gonna get a kick, is he, Mo? Because Perisic just keeps putting up. Last week 2 assists, today another assist. Like Gosens is gonna have to bide his time, right?
Agenda must run. Perisic on the right, Gozens on the left. Perisic. The step over will
it,
work in both
it should. It
sides.
should. In theory, it should, man. This guy is 2-footed. This guy is like Dembele. This guy is literally these 2 feet. He should be able to play on either wing. So
You
I'm
know
not
who would
sure.
have done it? Antonio Conte. You know why? The guy switches fullbacks as he switches shoes every day. For
Yeah,
real.
yeah, he did like switching the fullbacks. That is true. Barella was good as well. Yeah, Brian, I agree. Barella was energetic. I think he's getting back to. I don't think he's still back to like Barella levels, but he's getting towards those levels that we know Barella can get to. And yeah, just 10 more minutes more because I have to go pick up my
Me
mom.
too. I actually have to
Um,
go in 5 minutes.
oh,
Friday
okay,
prayer.
yeah, give me your man of the match,
Brozovic.
Brodzo.
Brozovic! Dude, I screamed so loud when he scored, but then they did the replay and I thought it's a freaking offside.
Hmm.
But
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a little doubt
there is
on
no
that one.
playing this guy. There is no,
Mhm.
you can't just do anything about him. It
Yeah.
didn't matter if we played Real Madrid, it didn't matter if we played Liverpool. The guy just I haven't seen anybody. I know that people say Cambiaso. If you say Cambiaso, you go by name. Cambiaso was a more of a destroyer, not a passer. It was
Yeah,
Thiago
yeah.
Motta was the passer in that team. But I haven't seen any regista in Inter's
Mhm.
history like this guy. And I've been watching Inter since 1998.
Yeah.
Maybe Juan Sebastian Veron at one point when he played for us a little bit, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
But I haven't seen consistency for 3 years like this guy.
No, no,
It's phenomenal. Like it's nothing like this. I
no.
need the stats. Sharma, you're the stats guy. I need the stats. Maybe not today. About 2 seasons, who passed more in the world than Brozovic? Maybe someone from Man City, but Man City have 70% of position. But
Yeah.
I doubt it that anybody passed more than Brozovic, to be honest.
Yeah, well, there was that stat from Opta that showed this last 5 seasons he's been in Serie A. He's been the most touches, most passes, everything like that. But yeah, maybe I'll have a look in terms of top 5 leagues where he's at. I think a few people are calling out Perisic as well. I think he was good. Perisic, D'Ambrosio, maybe not. I wouldn't
It's a
say
good
D'Ambrosio.
shout, by the way. By the way, it's a good shout because you don't get a right center back that will assist a goal like this.
No, that is
You
true. But I felt
you
like he was a little bit shaky defensively today.
Yeah, but it's it makes up that assist is like not every right center back can do. Not center backs don't do this. Don't do the
Yeah.
cushion header like this in an open play. It doesn't happen often. I haven't seen it, but I only see it from San Danilo people.
San Danilo. I think Hakan deserves a shout out as well. Again, really good corner kicks today, set pieces, and he keeps putting in, like, even when he doesn't provide a goal or assist, like, I feel like people are not noticing, like, when he wins these little battles in midfield, like, shoulder to shoulder, slide tackles. Like, he wins a lot of little battles in midfield that people not seem to be noticing. And he created, he made that ball out to Perisic for that second goal as well. Like, he kept switching the ball very nicely. So I think Chala deserves a little shout out today as well.
Yeah.
I think he was good. And yeah, by the way, bro, did you know this is Opta tweeted this out about Lautaro? He's scored 7 goals on a Friday, and apparently in Serie A, no one's done better than no one scored more goals than Lautaro on a Friday. Is a weird, useless stat, but I guess any Lautaro fanboy, you can take this one and run with it.
Yeah. To be honest, it's just great. For people asking Veron played for us in 2004, 2005. That was actually the a great season for Serie A. To be honest, that was a 3-horse race between Inter, Milan, and I think and Juventus, of course. But
Yeah.
anyway, maybe we call Lautaro only on Fridays. Maybe we ask the league to only play Fridays.
Yeah, maybe he's only Good Friday. He's a Good Friday guy.
People
So that's
saying De Bruyne has more passes than Brozovic. De Bruyne hasn't played as much as Brozovic. I doubt it.
yeah. I mean, and I don't think he's as involved in the play anyway.
Yeah,
Maybe forward or progressive passes, maybe, but I don't know.
yeah,
I think people just thinking that, just throwing out the famous name. Um,
yes.
oh yeah, can you do this? Can you do this with me, Mo Saskia? I think she's a young, very young Inter fan, if I remember correctly, who watches the channel. Shout out to Saskia Naidu. Ma io penso che that's how Inzaghi starts every interview. I think that's how he always starts his interview.
Penso che, penso,
Penso che,
penso che, penso
yeah,
che. Is that Italian?
yeah. So it means I think that. That's how
Okay.
Inzaghi. If you see his
Yeah.
interviews, ma io penso che is
Penso
every
che.
every every answer starts with like that. She's very
Shout out
relaxed.
to Saskia Naidu. We had a young guy coming in with us today, a young fan. We're Inter. He came on, was on the channel. He came on halftime as well. Had his say.
Yeah,
He's a 19 years old. So young Inter fans are there, man. We are
yeah,
not dinosaurs. We have young fans as well.
yeah. And yeah, good idol to have there, Benjamin. When he plays soccer, he tries to play like Brozovic. That's a good
I
person.
tried to do that as well. I
Yeah,
tried to do that last game in the league. I tried to go pick up the ball from the defenders and spring balls left and right. I'm not
yeah,
as good as Brozovic, but
yeah. Of
I
course, but
tried.
yeah, he
You know who
tried.
was the best player to do this? It was Andrea Pirlo, ever.
Oh yeah, of
The
course.
best ever to pick up the ball from the defenders, from
And
their
then,
feet, and spring the
mhm,
ball left and right was Andrea Pirlo. There's nobody
mhm.
like him, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I love Pirlo.
16 years old fan here in the comments as well.
Well,
So
Nairobi. I went to Nairobi a couple of years ago. I loved it. I recommend anyone
we had
to.
Abdu today from Ghana tuning in, and he
Nice.
actually came in with us. It was great.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, here he is, LC official, 16-year-old. Yeah, we got a young.
What is
bro-
LC?
I don't know. Maybe he's from Leicester, like me, Leicester City. I don't know.
Leicester City FC, maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, of course, we got Nigeria. Big up Nigerians in the house. Hakan, yeah, it's been solid all season. I think he needs a shout out because people always just look at his goals and assists and things like that. Like, I feel like he's been very consistent, Hakan, this season, all
Yeah.
throughout the season. And yeah, then one thing I wanted to, like, I saw people talking about Dumfries. I was a little bit disappointed by Dumfries today. What did you make of Dumfries?
Again, 6. The guy that gives you 6, 5.5
Yeah.
every game. Nothing special.
Mhm.
Couple of good passes. Great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Great, but not exceptional. Just a great wing back that doesn't do the extra thing. He's not Perisic. He's not Hakimi, but you know what? He does the job, like
Mhm.
he's just, again, as an Inter guy, it's a joke. As an Inter fan, I'm expecting Hakimi's level, I'm expecting Perisic level, Gosen's level. This is what I'm expecting. So Dumfries for me is just, he is there until we get someone better. And
Yeah.
Drohari, get out of here.
Yeah. And oh yeah, but quickly, I want to give a shout out to Maggiore. What a goal that was, man! Like that, he could not have hit that any
I, I
better.
I commented on this as it's an Inter goal because how good it was.
Yeah, like
Like
I don't want to see anyone complaining about Handanovic on this one because like not even you know,
Neuer, prime
no,
Neuer not getting this.
yeah, like that was crazy. And Maggiore, by the way, he's an Inter fan. He's one of those guys who's an Inter fan. And he's been linked with Inter as well, but
And he
you know,
has been, by the way, awful the whole game. This saved him. He's the captain. He has been absolutely terrible. I was calling him out all the time. Lost the ball. Didn't track back Hakan. He was awful the whole game, right? But then he comes out with the goods, right? So at the end of the game, they're like pat him on the back and say, "Major, you had a great game, brother. You had a great game." But he
yeah.
didn't.
I thought he was okay. I thought he was okay. We got Canada in the house as well. Gonna have to get in contact with Thomas. No, don't get in contact with Thomas. Um, but yeah, thank you
Why?
very much for joining me, Mo.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
it's
having me. It was great.
yeah,
Guys, I'm gonna have for sure. Hope I'm gonna have the watch along for Inter and Milan. Hopefully, I'm
oh yeah.
planning on it. I'm planning on it. I'm planning on it.
So yeah, make sure you guys check out Inter Worldwide for that live watch along. And yeah, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. 3 points. Let's see what Genoa do, but it doesn't really matter. I think it could be one of those weekends where every big team gets the 3 points, maybe. Napoli have a difficult game, but let's see what happens. Top of the league for now. Let's see what happens. But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Forza Inter, as always. See you for the next match. Ciao.
Ciao.